Hola amigos, ¿qué tal? Stuart here from Spain Speaks. Today with another video in my car, and I'm joined by my son Dave today. Say hello.
Hello.
And we're off to get some petrol and do a couple of other things. But I thought we'd talk about a topic which is what happens when the novelty of living in Spain wears off. So let's go. Now, for those of you that don't know, I've been living in Spain now for close to 21 years, I think. So a long time, and over those 21 years I've gone through a lot of ups and downs, highs and lows, let's say. And one of the things that I hear a lot from people that come here is that the novelty of living in a new country does start to wear off after a while, especially when you start to get into a routine. Now, when I came to Spain many years ago, I first came to Spain on holiday, and I went to a place in Galicia, and it absolutely blew my mind. I'd never been in a place like that before in my life. I'd been in Australia, I'd been to New Zealand, I'd been to the UK, but Spain was definitely something that opened my eyes, let's say. And ever since that moment, I sort of had it in the back of my mind that I wanted to know more about the culture, more about the country, and I took the steps to decide to live in a country like this. Various things happened which made it a little bit easier. So I started to learn the language, met a few people in Australia that were from Spain, ended up meeting my current girlfriend. We're still together after all these years, and decided to come and live in the country. And for the first, I don't know how many years, Spain was a novelty. Everything is new, everything is unfamiliar, and you're on your toes most of the time. And that's that excitement that you get. But after a period of time, it could be months, it could be years, that novelty starts to wear off and you get into a routine. And that's when things can start to become a little bit hard for a lot of people. Lots of traffic on the road here today. Just going to get out onto the main road now. So a lot of people come to Spain and they fall in love with the country, and it's fairly easy to do. As I said, things are different. The Spanish have a way of doing things which are quite attractive, and it can offer a fantastic quality of life. But it does have its cons, and I've gone through some of the cons in other videos that I've done, but it's not rosy all the time, let's say. Living in a new country means that there's lots and lots of new challenges, lots of hurdles, lots of barriers to get through, and it can be complex. And when that novelty does wear off, some of those things can really get under your skin and start to wear you down. You do tend to focus on a lot of the negatives. Would I have been better off staying where I was? Shall I move to another country? All of those things can start to creep in. And let's be honest, there are negative things about living in Spain. I'm not going to go through any of them now, but you can imagine what some of them are. You only have to look at the statistics to realize that there are some difficult things or negative things about living in this country. So I always say that I have a love-hate relationship with Spain, and a lot of the feelings that I have are dependent on the fact that I live in Madrid here, which is the biggest city in Spain. It's the most stressful city in Spain, the most chaotic place in Spain, but it's also the land of opportunity in Spain here as well. So, these people, I mean, really, I could do a bad drivers episode here. Now I'm coming up to the petrol station here, so we'll check out the price of petrol. Hopefully there's not going to be too many people and I won't have to wait too long. So what's the price? €1.20.9. Oh, it's not too bad. So let's get some petrol and I'll continue the video when I'm done. Okay, so petrol done and dusted. €55.60 to fill up the tank. So you can put that down on the cost of living here in Spain. Tank of petrol, and this car at least, Subaru Forester, diesel, €55.60. So where was I? Yeah, so the love-hate relationship that you can have with a country, and after such a long time, it can be easy to forget the reasons that you've come here in the first place. For me, it's been a constant progression, let's say. I've been able to work constantly, have a family, as you can see here. So that's all been, that's all been part of the process. But if you're not in that situation and you've had problems to get a job, which a lot of people have had, haven't been happy with the labour conditions, a bit fed up of getting into the routine, it can be a bit monotonous sometimes. And that's one thing that somebody mentioned a couple of months ago. I was having a chat with a girl from Perth as well, who'd moved here because her father's Spanish and she lives down in Alicante, and she told me that the one thing that she doesn't like about Spain is that it just gets a bit monotonous after a while. People do the same things at the same times of the year, a lot of traditions, and that's one of the things. There's a lack of spontaneity some of the time, so you have to try to keep that spark going, if you like, just like you would in a relationship. And one of the things that I do is I pack the car and I travel. We go to Portugal quite a lot. In fact, we're going there shortly. Dave likes Portugal. Dave, Portugal one of your favourite countries?
Yes.
Which is your favourite country, Australia, Spain or Portugal?
Australia.
Australia?
Yes.
Why do you like Australia?
The sea.
The sea, the beaches. Yeah, he likes the beaches in Australia, so that's one of the reasons that he likes Australia. And when you live in Madrid, that's a bit of a problem. But when you go to Portugal, you can go surfing, can't you?
Yes.
Yeah, so that's one of the reasons why we go to Portugal, because we can break that routine, we can break the monotony. And even if you are living in Spain and maybe Portugal's not on your radar, there's lots and lots of places that you can go in Spain to, as I said, to break that routine, to get out of the rut, to fall back in love with the country and try to remember the reasons that you came here in the first place. And travelling around Spain is relatively easy, providing that you've got a car. Even without a car, you can still get around. There's good bus routes, there's good train routes, so you can get around the country fairly easily. And every city, every village and every town in Spain has something to offer. So you can go somewhere different, get out of the day-to-day and do something different. So that's one of the things that I would recommend to help you get through those difficult times living in Spain or living in any foreign country for that matter. Hop on a plane, go somewhere new, go live in a new city if you can. Try to get a new job, do something new, hobbies, sports. There's lots of sporting activities you can do here in Spain. The weather's great, you can get outdoors and you can reinvigorate yourself by trying something new. So that's all I've got to say today. Questions or comments, please leave them in the section below. If you have been living in Spain for a while, or any other country for that matter, and the novelty has worn off, what did you do to mix things up? Did you move to another place? Did you try to get another job? Did you just try to do something different? Let us know in the comment section below. We'll say goodbye, Dave.
Goodbye.
And if you liked the video, give it a thumbs up. Hasta luego.